With millions of YouTube channels, lovers of the weird, wacky, and what the choose talks a lot entertainment. This is Dix News U.S.
Hello and welcome to Dix News U.S. Today we are featuring sex, drugs, and Florida Man. Because it wouldn't be a Dix News without a Florida Man article, if we're being honest. 100% so. But hey, let's say hi to the chat. We got quite a few people here. Let's say hail to the awesome one. What's up? He says, dude. Christian Delorme's also here. He says, where's my car? Dude, where's my car? Dude, sweet. Jason Fox, hello, my wonderful friend. John Edgar, he says, greetings, everyone. Hail, Jason. Wow, selective. Wow, I know who his favorite is. Hail to Vince Womack over on the YouTube side and over on the Rumble side. What is up, my buddy? He's my buddy. Yep. And then, of course, we have Massgrave. What's up, buddy? Hope you're doing good. Yep. Vince Womack, welcome to the life and times of Florida Man. Yes. See, it actually shows up now. That's kind of nice. I remember when the emojis on StreamYard would show up as a bunch of bricks, and I'm all like, I don't know what the hell that is. Let me look over here. And hail to Keto Simple. What's up, buddy? He says, just dropping in to say hello, sir. Well, hello, and thank you for stopping by. Wonderful to see you, you beautiful human being. Great taste of music that guy's got. Trust me. Man. All right, well, now we're going to test out the Rumble side emojis. Nope. R plus Leo toast. It's Leo making a toast. Maybe they'll get there someday. Maybe someday. But in case you didn't read the description, let me just say, Dix News U.S. bringing you news from across the greatest nation in the world with the worst examples of good behavior. That doesn't even make sense. Oh well. Anyway, I've got some fun shit lined up tonight. I gotta push the right buttons. Keto Simple says, don't look at my Spotify. Toddler has control over it too. Yeah. I know how that is, bro. I do. My YouTube was like that for a long time with my son and stuff. Like, I'd always get stuff in his, or in my suggestions, and it's like, you want to see the newest Mr. Beast video, or you want to see the newest Dude Perfect, and I'm like, bro, I don't even watch those guys. Like, whatever. Now he don't even watch those guys anymore. He's 16. He's like, I don't give a fuck about those jackasses. Like, shit. Christian Delorme puts up a bunch of crying face things, or is that like a mutant fly? What is that? Wow. Keto says she's a Swiftie. Of course she is. Massgrave says Baby Shark plus Baby Metal. The great John Doerr says smoosh that like button here on Rumble 2, y'all. Hey. Absolutely. Man. I'm still struggle busing because I'm still not really feeling all that great. So I do apologize that my brain is still just kind of like, yes, Christian, is that the lotion you prefer? Like, what is that, dude? Anyway, speaking of lotion and sex and stuff like that, let's just jump right into our first story, shall we? Sexual Health Organization mistakenly distributes ultrasound probe covers in place of condoms. Yeah. Good news. I can't think of any good news out of that. Just saying, that just makes me think that, like, they went to put the probe covers on the ultrasounds and they turned out to just be a rubber, and they were all like, is this a ribbed Ultrasound probe? Ooh, forgot to mute my phone. Goodness gracious. Anyway, yeah, like, think about it. Christian Delorme says, you might not feel good, but you look marvelous. Why, thank you, sir. John Edgar says, oh my God. Ha 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 ha. Wow. No shit. Massgrave says, I thought they were trying to depopulate. You see, the problem there is they're trying to depopulate, but they're too stupid to actually get the shipments correct. So they can't depopulate because of their own stupidity. And if anybody knows anything about stupid people, they populate like rabbits. So, I mean, they're losing a battle because of who their fighters are. But anyway, let's take a look at this, huh? A Canberra sexual health organization has apologized for accidentally distributing covers for ultrasound equipment instead of condoms. Can you imagine that? Like, you go to buy a rubber out of like a bar dispenser or whatever, and it turns out to be like an ultrasound thing. You're like, man, I need to wrap my willy. Too bad. Anyway, Sexual Health and Family Planning Act, or SHPACT. Wow, that's a shitty name. Said lubricated probes used for ultrasound equipment were inadvertently distributed instead of condoms at events since January of 2024. The packaging is blue and labeled with the text reading Checkmate Lubricated Probe Cover, which I guess you could totally mistake for a condom. If this is what you're looking at, then the, lubricated probe cover, be like, oh, so that's what they're calling it now. Ah, these kids and their newfangled language. It's so hard to keep up with the probes. I thought aliens probed that way, but hey, they've got the proper probe cover, right? Yes. Checkmate. Checkmate, bitches. What kind of name is that for, like, checkmate? Lubricated probe cover. John Edgar says, probe cover. Man, hey, baby, want to come calibrate my probe? Wow. Yeah, that's a very nerdy way to say that. Like, you could probably get laid from some science nerd chick by saying some shit like that. If she's a little freaky, who knows? Anyway, Nagurdnal, he says, hail again, Corey, and chat. Hello, my friend. Wonderful to see you. Absolutely. All right. While they're made of similar materials to a condom, the probe covers do not offer the same protection against pregnancy and STDs. Or STIs in this case. Is this supposed to be an international article? Where was this? Yes. I don't know. I don't really care. This is still funny. Who cares? Condoms camouflaged for the ultra-conservative Christian family, right? Oh, these were accidentally shipped to me. It's okay. The CEO said her organization was in the process of recalling the affected products from the community. Please be assured that our priority is the health and well-being of Canberrans, and we are fully committed to resolving this issue with transparency and diligence. An internal investigation is going through. It's from Australia. I knew this was an international thing, but still, those Australians. Yeah, it's worth covering. Oh well, not the U.S. I should have paid attention to which links I was clicking. I just got really excited, to see that somebody fucked up like this. So, there you go. It's from Australia. I don't care. They're close enough to being Americans. And that pisses a lot of Australians off when you say that. Recommends that people who have been given probe covers open the packaging and discard the product into a normal waste bin. Do not try to put the probe cover over your penis, is what they're trying to say. They say throw it away. We understand the seriousness of the situation and are committed to taking all necessary steps to prevent such occurrences in the future. As more information becomes available, we will provide further updates. If you require information, please call that number. Yeah. Christian Delorme says, imagine the discovery in a lawsuit. Yeah, they might get boned. Maybe a little bit, but they covered their asses by issuing a recall in a timely manner. It's just been since January. So, yeah. Massgrave says, what if I want to probe someone? Well, I mean, as long as they're consenting to it and of legal age, you can probe whoever you want. Under those specific guidelines. Anyway, Vince Womack says, well, international city names have one or more copies in the U.S., so it can still be in the U.S. of A. It could be. I don't really care at this point. It's hilarious. I'm going to push the Florida man back a little bit. Yep. No, we're gonna push it back even more. All right. Yeah, we'll go here. All right. Some of you guys might have heard about this next one, but I doubt it. Kentucky State Fair removes ribbon-winning miniature after realizing it depicted a porn set. Can you guys... Yeah, the casting couch. It's supposed to have a picture of the miniature. Maybe it's in here. Come on. Show us. Yep, there it is. Get off my screen, bitch. Look, that's the casting couch, yo. And Kentucky's all like, nah, that's not okay. It didn't have my cousin in it, so I didn't like it. They gave him third place because of how accurate the mini was. A winning miniature set in Kentucky State Fair entitled The Casting Couch was removed from display for being inappropriate after officials realized it depicted an infamous adult film set. Preston Polling's set, which nabbed a third-place prize, was minimally constructed and consisted of white walls, a door, a window with blinds, a gray carpet, a black leather couch, a battered office chair, and a computer monitor connected to a camera. Vince Womack's laughing his butt off. John Edgar says, I feel embarrassed for Kentucky, but Mandy Summers, Comicscape Badass, says they're the reason for all the bad Southern USA stereotypes. Kentucky does give you quite a lot of stereotypes. You do. It's bad. It's bad. Squeal for me, piggy. Anyway. That's hilarious. Closer examination shows that the computer screen has a replica of the couch on this screen and has a red circle in the upper right-hand corner indicative of a record button. The whole thing is basically just an inside joke, Poling told the Post. I wanted to enter it into the fair to see if people would catch on to the concept. Either you get the joke or you don't. Well, obviously they got the joke. But, you have to ask yourself, who exactly pointed out that was the casting couch? Like, who was all like, bro, that's set? Like, just openly. Like, the judges were sitting there conferring and stuff, and they're like, I really like this minimalist office that's here. And one of the other judges is like, wait a minute. That's a casting couch. Or was it one of the people at the state fair that was all like, hey man, that's a casting couch. I didn't know you guys could do porn sets. Can I bring in a Ron Jeremy miniature and win first prize? Ugh. Vince Womack says that's detailed work right there. It really is. It really is. And Nagurdnell is laughing, as he should be. Massgrave says it was one of the judge's moms that recognized it. Yeah. Well, you see, Junior, 20 years ago. Christian Delorme says this is a replica of the producer's office in Hollywood. Any producer's office in Hollywood. No, my friend, that is the casting couch. If you haven't seen those videos, then I mean, I'm not going to tell you to go watch those videos because let's be honest, it's probably not good for your mental health. There's a better look at it. Yeah. Yep. The casting couch. He even named it the casting couch. All right. That's, yeah. John Edgar's like, one of the judge's moms? I wonder how she knew that. Hmm. Vince Womack says, looks like YouTube swallowed my chat again. Of course they did. You're a moderator, and therefore they have to just completely lose your chats. Over on the Rumble side, Vince says, that's not fair. If it is within the rules and executed nicely, then it should keep with winning place. I don't disagree. I mean, this just goes to show Kentucky, while being in, you know, really bad way in a lot of different ways, is trying to maintain like a Bible Belt mentality about things, but they're just not executing it properly, because at this point the casting couch is one of the most well-known, is one of the most memed images that of porn. You know, there's several other ones that take the cake as far as being more memed, but the casting couch is a very recognizable thing for anyone who's in a meme sphere, or especially for people who are into porn, because, you know, they're into porn. Just saying. Christian Delorme says, I guess I have some internet homework tonight. Please don't. Together with a 5-on-1. Was that the same couch? I don't think that was the same couch. Yes. Oh, he's speaking of the meme. Yes. The 5-on-1, the giant black dudes with the little white chick on the couch. Yeah. That's also a very memed thing. You're not wrong. And now for a news story that's going to piss John Edgar off. Yep. This story is definitely going to piss off John Edgar. I can guarantee it. And I'm just going to give you a second to try and figure out why. Because we've only really ever seen John Edgar get upset about one topic. At least I only ever have. And John Edgar says, uh-oh. Yeah. Ow. Ready for this? Children told to get off the school bus at wrong stop because it was the end of the route. Yeah. And that's just the start. It gets way worse from there. At least, in my personal opinion, it gets worse from there. So, I had to scroll down past picture of the kids because, I mean, honestly, we don't need to know what they look like. Vince Womack prepares to hold back John and then says, what the fuck? Yeah. Makes you question on whether or not you want to hold back John. But yeah, in the first week of school in New Braunfels ISD, that's a school district of some kind, at least 2 families have had issues with their child's bus driver. A 3-year-old pre-K student was left on a bus, and the school did not know until the parents called to notify them that her child did not make it home. In a separate incident, 2 elementary kids were told to get off at the wrong school bus stop after telling the driver it wasn't their stop. The 2 children, aged 7 and 9, were both... They've been riding the bus for years. On the 3rd day of school this year, though, they were riding the bus and said the bus driver didn't even stop at their bus stop. Once the driver got to the final bus stop on the route, the boys told the driver that it was not their stop. The boys said the driver told them they had to get off the bus, that this was the last stop. I was very confused, one of the kids said. I was trying to tell them that you skipped our stop and can we go back? And he said, no, you cannot. You cannot do that. The boys said that they were scared and confused and had no cell phone to call home. They were grateful another boy riding the bus saw the interaction and told them they could go home with him and his mom would help. When they got to the third boy's house, his mom called the school and the school contacted the two boys' moms to let them know what had happened. My heart sank, their mom said. We didn't know who she was, but we were grateful that she was there at the bus stop. The little boy didn't even know our kids, the father said. He just offered assistance. Sheila contacted her husband, Isaac. Okay, there you go. Mom and dad. Whatever. As he rushed to get his kids from the person's home. Since then, the school has been in contact with the family multiple times. The mom says that the school was very apologetic that she hadn't heard from the supervisor of transportation department as of Sunday evening, and the incident happened on Thursday afternoon. They've tried to reach out a couple of times to the head and left messages. She says, we need to feel safe, or else why do we send our kids to school? Why don't we just homeschool them? If I'm going to have to worry about the safety of my children, they have no reason to go to school, said Isaac. Yes, indeed. Indeed-y-dee-dee-doo. Hail to Mavis Beacon. I almost said bacon. You can tell I'm hungry. There you go. Mavis says, yikes. No kidding. Yep. And here we go. No. I'm going to wait a second. Vince Womack says, sounds like Otto was back driving the school bus. That's a Simpsons reference. Yes, indeed. Indeed, sir. Indeed. Now we'll get to John Edgar. He says, what? Some lazy-ass bus driver just dumped the kids out and fucked off? Yep. John Edgar says, dude, what the fuck? This stupid fucker needs to be arrested for child endangerment. Fuck this dickbag. I told you it was going to piss him off. I told you it was going to make him upset. I don't mean to laugh at the fact he's upset, but called it. Sorry, John. Sorry. We'll get to a more positive story next. If you can call it positive. I don't know if you really can. Massgrave says, no, it was Chris Farley's character in Billy Madison. Yeah. Get off my bus. Oh, man. I cannot imagine doing that to anybody, let alone kids. Like, oh, yeah, I didn't bother stopping at your stops, so you're going to have to just get the fuck off my bus. Yep. Christian Delorme says, it's nice John cares. And Vince Womack says, I missed one of his. I did. Let's see, we went from uh-oh to what lazy-ass bus driver dumped the kids and fucked off. And then, dude, what the fuck, this stupid fucker. And then, LOL. Smiley face. Okay. Gotcha. So, over on the Rumble side, Vince Womack shared it. He said, let me guess, this fuck-ass bus driver didn't even get reprimanded and still has his job. He shouldn't, though. He shouldn't. For real. Hail to the snail. What the hell? I didn't get a notification. I'm sorry, snail. YouTube is like that. You know, they're dumb. Culture Casino says, what you got? What do I got? I got a story about a man who dies after hiding drugs in his mouth for too long. That's what I got, bro. Yeah. And by the way, hail to Culture Casino. What's up, dude? Good to see ya. Yeah. So this is a Florida man's story. Culture Casino says, that's wild. Yep. So, Florida man. In D-Land, Florida, a man detained on Wednesday outside of a D-Land drug house later died after hiding several plastic bags of drugs in his mouth, according to the sheriff's office. Detectives were executing a search warrant on South Clara Avenue. My brain broke. I don't know why it broke on South Clara Avenue, but whatever. Around 10:30 a.m., following an undercover investigation into drug sales from the house. 5 people, including 54-year-old Cornell McKinney, were detained and seated outside, but McKinney was not verbally responding to detectives. Detectives suspected that McKinney may have been trying to conceal or swallow narcotics and told him several times to open his mouth and spit out whatever he was chewing on. Why would you be fucking chewing on the drugs in your mouth? If you're trying to hide them in your mouth, why would you chew? I mean, seriously.
This is silly. This is silly and danger.
Obviously. Gosh. Why would you chew on your drugs? Anyway, according to Sheriff's Office, McKinney refused, so detectives called for medical assistance. McKinney then became unresponsive, and the D-Land Fire Department, the DLFD, I don't know, crews began life-saving measures. According to authorities, first responders recovered 3 plastic bags from his mouth and throat, 2 of which contained suspected heroin and fentanyl and crack cocaine. McKinney was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. D-Land code enforcement officers posted notices on the house deeming it unsafe. The official cause of death is pending an autopsy. So he was chewing. He was chewing on heroin, fentanyl, and crack cocaine. His cause of death is probably going to be a heart attack, or, I don't know, a massive fucking system failure because he's got heroin, fentanyl, and crack cocaine. Okay. Heroin and fentanyl kind of have the same effect, so that would just be a compounded right there. And then you have a competing effect from way over here, and you get heart attack. You know, that's the crack cocaine going, hey, let's rev this sleepy party up, and the rest of it, your body, your central nervous system going, ah! Shit. Jason Fox gives us some blue. What? Yeah. Yeah. Snail Messiah says, talks a lot of entertainment. I was proud of what you said about my writing. So I called my mom and read it to her. She started crying at the optional part. So thank you for your feedback. For real, bro. All right. I won't reveal any details of what he's working on because he sent it to me and it's private and I'm not going to share it to them. Okay? I want you to just do what you do with this. It's really good. But it was like reading a brand new piece of Edgar Allan Poe poetry. It was insane. That's how good it was. Honestly. Jason is just laughing himself silly because this man's like, I'm going to get godsmacked 3 separate ways. Maya Beacon says, littering and I'm freaking out, man. You are freaking out, man. I love that movie. Christian Delorme says, oh my God, the Coke. Yeah, no shit. Culture says, yum. Drugs. Culture Trevor seems to like them. Just saying. Messiah says he reached equilibrium. Sure. He certainly didn't make it to Elysium. I'll tell you that much. John Edgar says, I do feel bad for him. But that's a real Darwin movie. And then he corrected himself to say move. This is true. Vince Womack knows nothing about drugs, and I just smile and nod. Yeah, Bro, okay. I'm pretty sure you've seen enough movies to know heroin, okay, and crack cocaine. All right, they're two competing drugs on their own, and then you throw fentanyl into the mix. Whoa. Like you're like that sounds like a way to torture someone slowly to death. But this guy did it to himself in a very rapid manner. Whoa. Culture says smoking the reefer. Yes, indeed. I wonder if he should have eaten some weed and mushrooms. Maybe it would have balanced it out a little bit, and he wouldn't have gone into like complete systemic shock, being turned into a living pharmacy. Vince says, I know what they are mostly, but not the effects. Well, heroin, as you know, as you may or may not know, is derived from the poppy plant. And that's the same thing that we use to get all of our opioids, opium, and various other substances. And they are a depressant, for lack of a better term, they are a central nervous system depressant, as a matter of fact. And they do have some various other side effects. It really depends on the user, but yeah. Fentanyl is a pharmaceutical grade, I think it's a painkiller or an anesthesia or something like that. Also an opioid based. So, and then of course, crack cocaine is a stimulant. Thus being cocaine, but the cheaper version cuts so you smoke it. But yeah. Jason Fox says, sounds like a fun night. Yeah, I don't think a mouthful of these three drugs at one time is a good night, bro. Ask this guy. He kind of died. Massgrave says George Floyd would be proud of that speedball. That is a hell of a speedball. You're not wrong. And a speedball is a mixture of... Anyway. Christian Delorme says, this is the best part of my day. Home from work, old Milwaukee in hand, and Corey is still on. I try. Vince Womack says, Professor Corey is in the class. Yeah, not even close. The Professor Corey. Yes. Massgrave says, oh my god, old Milwaukee. OMG, old Milwaukee. Yes, Massgrave, some people drink piss. That just happens. Now, I've heard of people doing this where they try to stash the drugs in their mouth or whatever, but I've never heard of someone trying to, like, shove 3 bags in their mouth at one time. Like, usually they'll, like, get a bag down because they try to swallow it, and then they'll try to, like, but he put it in his mouth, and he was chewing on it. I mean, I've accidentally chewed aspirin and stuff like that before, and it makes you want to vomit to hell. Can you imagine what chewing on heroin, fentanyl, and crack cocaine at the same time has got to taste like? Christian Delorme says, indeed, Old Milwaukee or Pabst Blue Ribbon. Yes. Yes. Vince Womack says, maybe he prefers to spit and not swallow. Well, obviously not in this case. In this case, he was a camper. I don't know what to do with it, so I'm just going to sit here. Like, I just imagine, like, I'm sure he was sitting on the ground, but in my brain, I see them talking to this dude who's got 3 bags of drugs in his mouth, and they're all like, spit it out. He's like, spit it out. Spit it out. We need EMS over here. Spit it out. Boom is just like, you know, like in the movies. Put the Alka-Seltzer tab under your tongue. It's like, yeah. I don't mean to make fun of this man dying, but let's be real. There are way smarter ways to die. Ugh. Way smarter ways to die. Still, though. Like, Okay, hold on. It says here in the article that 5 people got arrested, but the Cornell McKinney guy was the only one with drugs in his mouth. He had 3 bags of drugs, 5 people. He couldn't have been like, stick this in your mouth and don't say anything. Or did he just not trust them with his drugs? Or he's like, I'd rather chew on them. Well, it's like overfilling your mouth with like chips and shit like that, and then you can't chew correctly, and you're like. Snail Messiah says that's the chorus of Saint Anger. You spit it out, spit it out. I don't remember a damn thing about Saint Anger, and I thank God for that. Yep. Christian Delorme says this guy's proof natural selection is working well in Florida. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. There's no warning labels for your illicit drugs either. It's not like they had on the side of the bags, do not place in mouth, because they assume they don't need to put the crib warning on drug bags. But maybe they should. Don't let your dealer put this in his mouth. May leak, may cause you to just fucking die because you're stupid. Who knows? Who knows? Masquerade says, that's not true. You remember the trash cans Lars used for drums. I do. You're right. I do. Because that was the worst. Fuck you, Lars. That was so bad. You ruined Metallica forever. And Vince Womack says, I just wanted, just about to write that, put this in your mouth. Yeah. Like, he didn't want to hand it out for people to put it in their mouths. So, Okay. This next one is special. Yeah. It'll make you ask why. It will make you shake your head a little bit. Because Florida man booked into jail 74 times, arrested again, Sheriff's Office says. Yep. Woo! Man, that's like 25 3 times. That's crazy. Masquerade says, crack and heroin don't cancel each other out. If you count dying as canceling out, then yeah. Yeah, they do. Crack and heroin are not typically used by the same person at the same time. Okay? Drug users are very typically broken down into, like, groups, if you will. Like, oh, well, a heroin user isn't probably going to go out and smoke some meth. So, heroin, stuff like that. John Edgar says 74 plus times. Dude must be trying for frequent flyer miles or something. The jail food can't be that good. You think that's wild? Wait until you actually hear this story. Like, seriously. Just wait. Hiya! Hillsborough County, Florida. A man who has been booked into the Orient Road Jail 74 times is making a return for defrauding Lowe's customers or Lowe's stores across the county, says officials. Mark Brents, 57, is no stranger to the sheriff's office, as he has been in prison 11 times, with his staggering 74 visits to the jail since 1985. That is insane. Deputies said Brents was arrested at this time for defrauding. For defrauding the store of more than $4,500 of merchandise in 10 separate incidents. Earlier this month, the Sheriff's Office Organized Retail Theft Unit began an investigation when they learned he would place barcodes from cheaper items onto more expensive products. He would then pay the lower price after scanning the cheaper barcode. Hillsborough investigators also discovered several ads Brents put online advertising those stolen products. On Wednesday, officials worked alongside Clearwater police to track down Brents, who had been seen driving erratically in his Nissan with an improper tag. He drove back to his home, where he was taken into custody. Brents is facing several charges, including organized scheme to defraud less than $20,000, retail theft of $3,000 or more, and felony petty theft. Our organized retail theft unit, working hand in hand with the Clearwater Police Department, successfully apprehended a career criminal before he could victimize more businesses in our community. Sheriff Chad Cronister. Like, wow, is that his real name? Damn. This partnership is crucial in stopping a thief who has been a repeated offender for decades and speaks volumes to the power of collaboration between law enforcement agencies. Despite this individual's lengthy criminal history, he still has not learned his lesson. We will not tolerate habitual offenders who continually prey on our community, says the man about the guy who's been literally arrested 75 times in the same fucking place since 1985, spending 11 separate trips into actual prison. All right? What? And he's broken the law in multiple jurisdictions and stuff. Yeah, he has. Bro. So, like, what was he doing? Like, what kind of items do you think he was doing? Like, was it like screwdrivers and shit? He was marking his nails? Or like, I know that nails don't typically have barcodes on them unless you're doing a box, and then that's probably more expensive than the screwdriver. But I'm just using it as an example, people. Gosh. Christian Delorme says, and to all you beer snobs, I'm popping open a second Old Milwaukee. I won't call myself a beer snob, my friend. I don't drink anymore. But the reason I don't call myself a beer snob is because I used to fire for effect on pit bulls, which are 10.2 40-ounce kick you in the nuts beers. So, you know, I can't really say much. That's some gut rot shit. Anyway, Milwaukee says cosmetics I hear are what goes most because it's easy to sell. Cosmetics can be easy to sell. The problem there is you don't usually make much off of it. Thieves often want to get the biggest bang for their buck in any given moment. So cosmetics may be an easy thing if you can steal a lot of them from a lot of different locations. But if you're doing what this guy was doing, and he was taking like a price tag off of a flower pot kind of thing and putting it onto a lawnmower. And then he was scanning the lawnmower as a flower pot and paying $12.95 for this lawnmower. And then he was going to take it and he was going to sell it for full retail value or slightly cheaper than retail value somewhere else. That's the gist of what this guy thought he would do. Snow Messiah says, I'll drink about any beer. They all taste bad. Christian Delorme says, I stole my wife's heart 26 years ago, and I'm still doing time. Aw, that's so sweet. Oh, you're just a big old softy. That's so nice. Yeah. Way to get all soft and mushy, Christian. Gosh. Man, we talking about some interestingly controversial shit tonight on Monday Meltdown. You know what I mean? It's going to be good. Vince says, I think I know why he caught 40 plus time. The price sticker means nothing since they scanned the barcode. I doubt he used stickers of the barcodes. It says that he would take the stickers from the barcodes off of one thing and put it on another. That's what it said. So he was using the sticker barcodes, but Snail Messiah says, I have the heart of a lion and a lifetime ban at the zoo. Wow. Well, that will get you a lifetime ban from the zoo. You're not wrong, sir. Massgrave says, sad I'm going to miss most of Monday Night Meltdown. Have Pathfinder 2E tonight. Oh. Gotcha. Anywho. Let's be honest. What you're doing is probably going to be more fun than sitting around watching a bunch of old dudes talk about, you know, people getting arrested for not following censorship laws and stuff. Nagurnal says he's got to take off. Have a good night, all. Have a good night, sir. It's good seeing you. Thank you for joining us. And as always, have a wonderful time, sir. Yes, indeed. Vince Romax says they are usually printed on the packages, not here. At Lowe's, you'll get a lot of, there'll be just a sticker with a barcode on it that you slap on other shit, or that they slap on the bottom of it so you can pull it off at your convenience. That's why I use the flower pot as an example, because, yeah, I'm talking big flower pots. Yep. Christian says later. I guess he's leaving too. Bye. Vince Womack says, wow, okay, here they're printed on. Yeah. I guess it's kind of cheaper one way than the other. I don't know. I'm sure there's some reason for it. Snail Messiah says, I've watched combat gameplay from the new Dragon Age game. Not sure if I'm going to get it. Also, they use pronouns. I'm assuming he meant pronouns. None of that shit fucking bothers me if it's optional. You know? Don't really give a shit. I also don't really give a shit because I'm not touching the new Dragon Age game. Like, my approach to the ridiculousness that is going on right now is let them die. I'll enjoy what I want to enjoy. And these people that make stuff that I don't enjoy can fuck off. That's always how I've done it. That's why I wasn't on Thursday Night Throwdown last week, because I'm not actually going to put much time into watching that garbage-ass movie. I'm definitely not spending money on it after what I heard about it. Christian says he'll miss the meltdown as well. Early morning tomorrow, my daughter's first day in grade 12's first day of senior year. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And he says later to Nagurdnal. Dude. Your daughter's first day as a senior. Sweet, that means it's the first day of her last year. Which means, bro, you better have done something right somewhere along the line. All right? I'm not doubting your skills as a parent. I'm just reminding you, soon you will find out if you actually did it right. Since she will be out there and you'll be like, what is happening with my child? Just saying. Snail Messiah. Nope, they're talking D&D and shit. Yep. Vince Womack says, might miss the start, depends on when Iron Caster's stream ends. That's fair. Christian says, and we are already planning prom. Yeah, don't doubt that a bit. At all. That's going to be expensive, bro. Going to be expensive. Mostly because everything's expensive these days. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. He says, that's more Mel. She's going prom, silly. Well, you know, ladies tend to do that with their teenage daughters, bro. That's huge news for you. I know. I mean, it's not like you've ever been through all that before, right? Anywho, Yeah, so we're talking about some fun shit over on Monday Meltdown tonight. Those of you who are joining us, I'll just give you a quick heads up. We're talking about the CEO of Telegram being arrested for not following French censorship laws. Comics has got more details over on his channel when we get there. And we're looking at some other stuff, some interesting fallout from the uber success that was the Acolyte. Christian says, the good thing is her boyfriend is scared of me. Bro, I'm scared of you and I'm like 5,000 miles away. Okay? You're a truck driver. If you didn't want his body found, his body would not be found. Especially since you're up there in Canada. Drop it off at the footsteps of a hospital somewhere up there with a note that says committed self-delete, and they'll just be like, oh, okay. John Edgar says, about that bus driver prick. When we were kids riding the bus, my brother and I were physically abused by our bus driver who drove drunk and kept a wooden club in the bus with him. Damn, bro. I didn't realize that was going to open up some old-ass trauma wounds on you, bro. I didn't mean to go there. Like, for real. Bro. Damn. John says he'd hit us with us, broke my brother's elbow with it once, and he was never disciplined. Damn. Damn. John Edgar says, Corey, that's okay. No, it's not. That's some bullshit, bro. Like, fuck. Masquerade says the Chris Farley character is accurate then, John. Wow. 1, 2, hit it. What? Man. Anyway, that's all the news stories I have for the night. I think I'm going to go and eat more corn dogs. With chili. And cheese. Because on the inside, I'm a fat kid. I really am. But make sure you join us tonight on Monday Meltdown. We'll have a fantastic time. Yeah. So, we're going to bounce now. Yeah. Masquerade says, ooh, chili corn dogs? You're damn right, buddy. With pepper jack cheese, too. Yeah. The way I like to do that is I like to melt a little bit of the pepper jack into the chili, and then I like to add a little bit of pepper jack and just regular Monterey Jack to the top of the chili, or to the top of the corn dogs, and then put the chili on top. It's really just preference, but like, you know, it's delicious. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, stay sexy, don't get murdered, and as always...
That is not the correct way to eat a cinnamon in a row!
Have a wonderful time.